Besides trying to manage the spread of Ebola in the U.S., health officials now have to manage the waste collected from the homes of these infected patients. Where to put that biohazardous material is causing yet another crisis here. One state on tap to receive the waste says no. That state, Louisiana. They don't want it. CNN senior investigative correspondent Drew Griffin is following this dispute from Atlanta. Drew Griffin, can they legally say no?
Well, they can legally say they're going to fight it, which is what the Louisiana Attorney General did and may have won. I'll give you an update on this in a second. But let's first talk about what this waste is. This is the waste that was gotten out of Duncan's apartment, the fella in Dallas. They bagged up that waste. They brought it to a facility. They pre-treated it. They disinfected it. Then they put that waste into 55-gallon drums. They took those drums to an incinerator and they burned it all at 2,100 degrees and turned it into ash. Brooke, it is that ash that the Attorney General of Louisiana doesn't want. This is what he says in his statement. There are too many unknowns at this point, and it is absurd to transport potentially hazardous Ebola waste across state lines. What's absurd is to think that this ash contains the Ebola virus for anyone to possibly get infected. We talked with an expert on this just a few minutes ago. Here's what he had to say.
He needs to be given the scientific advice and evidence that we have, that we know that drying kills the virus, incineration is going to kill the virus. But then again, if he's concerned, you do a simple test on the waste and you show there's no virus in there. And we know that that's a waste of money, a waste of resources, because that virus is dead. Is not infectious, has no risk, zero risk to the environment, to people, to anyone being infectious.
Be that as it may,
crystal clear.
Yeah, it's crystal clear, right? But be that as it may, the Attorney General, I guess, wins in this case. I just am reading this statement from the chemical waste company, basically saying, I can't read it all, but basically saying, look, we're backing down. We're not going to send this to this waste facility. The problem, Brooke, this Attorney General in Louisiana is now adding to the hysteria over Ebola. I mean, burned up ash waste is not a threat to anybody, but now he set a precedent for all these attorney generals to, keep this waste out of our landfills. It's too bad in this case, but there's no danger after waste has been incinerated and turned into ashes that it somehow contains a live virus.
I hear you on the hysteria, and hopefully this will be the last time we have to talk about a state saying no, now that we know it's not an issue.